So, once again, Paul is hammering home that worldly knowledge is not only futile when it comes to the things of God, but God will use it to trip unbelievers up. Their sin of thinking that they know better than God or that they don't need God or that there is no God is exactly what will keep them from God. That's why Paul is telling the believers in Corinth that they shouldn't think too highly of themselves. In fact, they should think of themselves as fools, as he says. So, Chris, let's look at this in light of today. There's a lot of people who think they know what's best for people. Many claim to be Christians. Here's a quote that I found recently from Bill Johnson of Bethel Church. And here's what he said. But what if we held more power in our hands than we originally thought? What if it's not God, not fate, and not the people in our lives that dictate the story of our lives, but rather God handing you a pen and saying, here is the page. If you're tired of life, begin to write a different story.
I'm going to mention one more that's the same way. Rick Warren. He is the pastor of that multi-million-dollar bestseller, Purpose-Driven Life. Here's how he says that you're saved. And I'm quoting him here. I invite you to bow your head and quietly whisper the prayer that will change your eternity. Jesus, I believe in you and I receive you. And then he makes this promise. Rick Warren makes this promise. If you sincerely meant that prayer, then congratulations. Welcome to the family of God. I'll give you one more. Proverbs 31 Ministries, not to be confused with us.
No.
This is the statement that they put out a few years ago in response to social justice. We are seeking God-honoring justice for restoration and reconciliation between God and humankind, as well as person to person. We ask for God to arise and lift his hand, to not forget the afflicted, and to call wickedness to account. You know, Rose, it makes me want to send all of the people associated with Proverbs 31 Ministries, Vodi Baucham's book, Fault Lines.